Welcome to all the classic car enthusiasts, especially the Mini guys. This is be 90% of this will be on the Mini Cooper we're going to rebuild. And basically what it is, I've got quite a few of the panels. I've got the A-post flitch panels and the door steps, the heritage inner wings, the outer wings, the front scuttle, and a few other bits and pieces. But I really want to take another look at it and decide whether I want to, even though the floor is structurally sound, it was put together because the man that owned it before us didn't want to spend a lot of money on it. So even though it was all brand new plate, it was it wasn't parts from Mini Spares or one of the Mini companies. And I'm thinking about maybe taking it back out, even though there's structurally nothing wrong with it. So it's really more for aesthetics than anything else. But I'll have a look tomorrow, and I'll have a look on this video. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope we get some of the Mini guys to come back to us. I hope they have been watching as well with the other stuff, the Jaguar stuff. As I said before, I always think there's something you can get out of these videos, because you know, restoration is restoration, and metal work and mechanics, whatever it might not pertain to that particular model, but it will give you some ideas or some insight into how other things are done, and which you can apply to any restoration. So enjoy the video, and I'll see you at the end. Bye, take care. Here I've just put this inside. So this is the step. This is the step frame. This is from Heritage, as you can see. And what I'm going to do, because there's no problems here, what I'm going to do is cut the step off right on that corner there. I don't need this section, and I'll just leave a tang hanging over so I can slide it inside, and then I'll do the same here. Make a tang on these edges, so you can see there's a natural line there. So I'll just leave a tang sticking over so I can put a double edge on it and then slide it up inside, because I don't need to go right up to that post. On here as well, there is actually nothing wrong with the A-frame, so whether I actually cut that out or not is debatable, but there's actually nothing wrong with it here. It's absolutely solid, so it seems a bit of a waste. I could probably give that away to somebody, and again, just cut it into the corner, maybe across there. So again, the same thing with a wing. I'll just take these panels out. It's just mocked up at the moment, but I'll take these panels out so you can have a look. You can see it's actually held in place because, and again you can see this is a Heritage panel. There's no doubt they fit far better. So this is basically what we're left with. We took this off some time ago, as you can see here. We took both sides off. They need to be cleaned up now, but generally everything's kind of ready to go. I just need to tidy it up a bit. The problem I've got with this particular car is it belonged to a guy I was working with, or was a friend at that time, and he wanted to do it on a budget. And the deal was, for every hour I did for him, he did an hour for me, but he wasn't doing the hours back, so we ended up buying the car because I couldn't see any other way out of it, and because he was never going to finish it. And so we've kind of bought it off him and inherited it, so now it's being moved on to somebody else. Anyway, so what I'll do is I'll turn the camera off, and then I'll turn it off, and I'll bring you back in a minute when I've got it turned over, and I'll hand hold the camera so you can see the underneath and where a little bit of my dilemma is. So see you in the next part of the film. So this is I've obviously turned the car upside down, and you can see what I got with this car was these oversills, which are garbage. These oversills are made for patching over rust, which is a bad idea, but many suffered from this so much that this is how people did cheap repairs. but you can see that they come right over, almost down to that line there. And basically what happens is this, here there should be a line right across this corner here, and it should be cut. These should be open to the elements so that water, any water can actually drain down out of them. When they're closed like this, they actually create moisture in them. And as this turned out, there was 2 sills for this, and this is one style with the square lifting point, and then the one on the other side is actually for another model because it's got the round one in. But I can use some of the pieces off this, and you can see there, I think they're Magnum, aren't they? Yeah, Magnum. So on the car itself, you can see we've done a lot of work. All the floor is good, nothing wrong, it's all solid, the metal's all solid. So I replaced all of this all the way along here. Obviously this has all got to be done when it comes in with the next piece. These are coming out. I'm going to cut them here. There's a natural line there, so I'll cut it there and use the other piece to go inside. So I won't use the whole piece up to here. I think Ben's done it like that, but that's the natural choice to do it there. Put that new step in. But as you can see, there's nothing wrong with these front A-posts. They seem okay. So I'll have to make a choice whether to use them or not, but they're actually in very, very good condition, so no problem there. I'll take you around the other side and show you that, but you can see there's a few things that have got to be done on it. But all the heel board was done. It was all welded in here. All this is new, and you can see there is no step on this side. It's been taken out. So again, like I say, I'll just cut it right there in that section. And again, this A-post it needs cleaning up, but it's absolutely solid. There's nothing wrong with it. Any of it just needs cleaning up. And obviously this was just taken off and not been cleaned up yet at all. So I need to really think about what I'm going to do. But from when the sills are on, because the sills normally come to here, to this edge, and you see these, again, these are ones that are supposed to be popped in from the inside, but the sill will only come up to a certain level, and this is, this welding here looks shit. It's structurally absolutely sound, and I'm wondering whether to just take these out and put in the M machine ones where you get the edge of the floor and the inner sill and the outer sill together. But I need to really think about doing that. Maybe that's the way to go and make a really nice shoulder. There's nothing wrong with it, structurally sound, but it would just look really a lot nicer, I think. Because I definitely want to go with the outer sills, but I actually think it'll be okay. If I use the outer sill, the normal heritage outer sill, and then I can just clean up these edges, and I think, enough to lead load a little bit. It's more on the other side where I had to put a new floor pan in. Was it that side? Yeah, there was a complete new floor pan went in that side. I think you can just see it. That front section, you can see where it's where it's welded right across there. So I'm not really sure which way to go with it, because it's brand new metal, but it's solid. But yeah, anyway, so that's what we're going to be up to, and I need to work out. But I'm definitely not using these oversills. I might end up cutting the edge off here and using, just using it as metal. I mean, I could. What you can do with these, if you want to save some money and you have them, what you can do is cut them down, right down where these centres are. You can cut them and actually use them, but by the time I clean up that, they're not that expensive. By the time I put a patch over this, because the other one's circular, as you might be able to see. I don't know. What you show? I think you can just see the circle in it. So I think I'll just use this as patch material. They're brand new and a bit of a waste, but I really don't like them anyway. So there's the other Cooper. I've got to get the belts done on this, and then I can take that for its test. And then lastly, I know I was going to do all mini, but just wanted to show you here. So I've got these are the new headlight rings for it. Obviously the glass and the rubber gaskets go, but you can see, if I can do this with one hand, hang on. With one hand it's a bit difficult, but you can see it's a really good fit there, that chrome. So that's not going to be any issue at all. I just need that extra fixing point, one of these fixing points to come, and then I can try them on. Unfortunately there isn't any screws. Okay, and lastly on the E-type, these are some of the tools I use. These are really handy for opening up gaps like that. You know, you can open the gaps and put your washers in. As you'll see, there's 2 washers in every one of those, and that's to allow the chrome strip to sit in there. So it's all the way along, which I'll show you at some point. But they're handy for opening up things or lifting doors. Another one there. Let's see, let's put them in. And these ones, I've shown them before, but in case anybody hasn't seen, they're from a company called SW Stahl. Yeah, SW Stahl. And basically what they are is they're interior stuff. It's for taking interior off, for getting underneath the interior buttons, so on and so forth. This is a particularly good one for that, for taking the studs so you don't snap the studs in the door cards. And one last thing. This is from Frost Restoration. It comes in a plastic tube that you saw over there, and this is basically a gauge. I don't know if it's going to show up. You can see it's a gauge for the shut lines. So if I put them in, you can actually see. I don't know if that will show up again, like I say. Maybe if I. That'll work. So if I put the gauge in, you can see, I can see what the size of the line is, and you can see from here that shut line. I'll come back out again. That shut line doesn't look too bad. Certainly doesn't look too bad on the camera, but in reality, that isn't the case. Over there, it's almost spot on, but this end is far too wide. You can also see that wing is not lined up correctly. That wing's going to have to be taken off or unbolted and moved forward. And that's going to leave quite a big line there, as you can see. So I have to come up with some way of getting this bonnet to come back. And the only thing I can do, because there is no shims in the hinge, is take some meat off the hinge, reduce its width to bring this back. So I can bring this back. I mean, 1 mil on the hinge should bring this back up in line where I need it. But it's getting a bit radical, but it means I need to get it milled, because trying to take it down with a grinder will be very difficult. Anyway, that's for the future. So thanks for watching in. Hope you like the mini stuff, and put your comments up what you think. The only downside with these machine marked ones is there can be 4 to 6 weeks manufacturing time, and I don't have that. I only have a couple of weeks. So I've put a couple of heritage sills on order anyway, and I think that's probably the way I'm going to go with it, rather than tear the whole lot back out again, because it has been seam welded all the way around. So thanks for watching in. Take care, guys, and catch you during the week. Bye.